Yo, everybody, what's going on? ZoneBreakers online number 26. We came back again, and we are back with Granblue versus. Gonna have BB tagged a little bit later, but to walk you through the first event today, I am Dogie Sandwich, and I am joined by Coach. Coach, how you doing today, man?
Hey man, I'm doing great. Again, we're coming here for some Granblue action. Got some usuals in the bracket that I'm always excited to see. So how's everything with you, man?
And chilling. Been on ice for 2 weeks. 25 was a doozy, the 1 year anniversary, and I'm just waiting to see some more games get on. Got a little small bracket for Granblue, but we got some heavy hitters. Got the return of the champion of 25, June, stepping back up to the plate. Puns has decided to show up as well. Professor Necotech is coming through one more time, and one of the old vanguard of Granblue, Proteus, showing his face again. I already see a couple people sitting down on the bracket. Can't tell, or on the cab. I guess they are sitting on the bracket too. Can't see who it is just yet, but go ahead and get right into these matches, yo.
It's like June and Puns.
Oh, that's a good first match. Keeping up with the theme of 25, I kind of wonder how they wound up on the same side of the bracket. But
there's not a lot of bracket to go around.
There's enough bracket,
but Belial.
We'll see how this goes. See, June is back with the Belial that was like running amok 2 weeks ago, and lo and behold, there is a new male character in the game. So there is a new character for Pun to play in Eustace.
All right, it looks like it did not launch me into the game. So I'm looking at the Discord stream.
One, engage.
Good old Granblue.
Well, from my end, I see June starting the action right away with a big jump in.
Yeah, June don't take much from me. Very systematic in the approach. You see, you getting 2 jumps over the gunshots from Punch. Already has Punch down to half life. Big mountain for Punch to climb. Eustace is a character. It can do it. Not gonna have zoning to work with. Really didn't have any life to work with at this point.
Yeah, it's probably gonna have to come back. Well, don't matter, just got swept. But yeah, well, like we didn't get to see any of that space control that Eustace is known for, because he was too busy just defending off Belial.
Really didn't get to see anything in the first round, and Pawns with a little bit of a better start already, but just can't really seem to get some magic started. I dare say you could, to some degree, see him fumbling around with Eustace to a bit. Like, has the idea to use the up charge. I already forgot the names of the move, but using it at range to try to get some plus range. Threw a couple of grenades out there, so finally getting started. Now that would have been sick.
Okay, for a second.
Yeah. You knew it was on his mind too, just didn't get the conversion. June, on the other hand, trying to keep Punch locked in the corner. Just to confirm. Big confirm. Kind of moving.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that. It's like Belial is going with the jump use, starts spinning that projectile on you. And Punch didn't have much of an answer in the first round, so it just kind of played out again, even though, Punch had a pretty strong start at the beginning of the second round.
Yeah, that is one of the flaws of Eustace. Does not have immediate access to invincibility. Like, has an invincible anti-air from the command dash, but the dash itself is vulnerable, so it's not like you can do it off your back or anything. Has to use the meter to get out of jail. Let's see what Punch is looking like in the second game.
Yeah, looks like they're turning the tables, and kind of similar to Belial. You got the grenades coming out, you got the gunshots and everything. So it's a kind of a similar lockdown where you're not quite sure where you should be placing your turn.
Ooh,
You're out of luck.
And plus, like I don't have to worry about my turn if I do a DP, but
there's not much to really say about that. Like, everything that you foresaw came to fruition. But we're gonna see if June can return the favor. Already has Puns in the corner.
Yeah, I was only gonna say like, yeah, whiff throw is all it took for Puns to start pressing the issue out of the corner. They're getting a little braver on defense. You can kind of see.
Right. On the other end, you see June being a little antsy. Got lit up a couple times. Third time, I believe. Pinned down in the corner. Wasn't looking for the 2-tap. Punch is just trying to get June to flinch. Also getting chipped as well, which is really important because we're getting that far down in life. But just really waiting for June to make a mistake. And with the perseverance, eventually gets the throw to close out the second game. So, like, after a rocky start, Punch has got us tied up one apiece.
I think that was Pun's actually first throw attempt.
Yeah?
It really counted at that point.
Kind of faked it a couple times with the command dash. It's kind of hard to line up with it since it doesn't have like an immediate break to it. So like if you know or you can react to the command dash, you know you have a decent amount of time. But like you said, Punch was able to get a throw a little bit earlier. Now just keeping everything rocking in game 3.
Alright, got a couple back throws. Now them throws are presenting themselves. And you see that Puns has gotten a lot more confidence on defense, like I mentioned earlier, and is just like perfectly willing to take their turn now.
Right, that's gonna take some confidence out of the offense though. Big drop. Would have been the round closer right there. It's a chance for June to claw back into this one.
Yeah, no super available for either player, so at this point, it's about cooldowns, managing. Oh.
Yeah, cooldown management. Throw all the EXs out there. DP to get some space. Command throw, because there was a call that Punch was not moving anywhere in June. One round away from moving on to the next part of the bracket.
One of these EXs got to hit. Alright. Yep, seeing it again. And I feel like June doesn't have that same confidence, it feels like, on where to contest Eustace. So you usually see like the DPs. But when, you know, Punch spaces themselves out enough
for something like this to happen. Came from a big old J. You looking for a second one, but woo, really? All right.
Playing Mario Brothers over here.
It's gonna be hard for Mario to get out of this pipe. He's getting flushed. There's a chance. Gets to confirm. Is it enough? Wasn't even enough for the lead, but still gets the Oki afterwards. Back away from the throw.
Yo, this with that chip situation. There it is. Very slick dodge, or just to land into the grenade.
I guess the more important thing to say about that, or a very important thing to say about that, was a good up back. Like, I mean, sure, like, having the bravery to neutral jump or forward jump would have took it right there, but just a heads up to get into the favorable spot. And now you see Juice not going to let Punch jump away again.
Yep.
All right, second hit of the H. Really get confirmed. Punch is able to get out the corner. Wasn't ready for that DP, though. Just break out.
It's crossed up, and they were working them right back in the corner.
Woof! Ready for it. Didn't get the full confirm, but had the confidence to go after that. We've seen June go to the U quite a few times, so good on Punch for that.
Let's try to get that space and just so they can play around with that, play around with those projectiles and movement.
All right. He's looking for the command dash low. June's been ready for it time and time again. Takes a point and June's in. Tick throw. Next one could be the end. Knocking on Punch's door, open up. Oh, he opened up. All right. Oh, wait. Wasn't the full animation?
I'm actually wondering what Punch was expecting to happen there.
I don't know if there was a call on the dodge. It was a good enough call to get the hit. I guess the activation window is based off of spacing, because what a way to go. But even with
go ahead.
I was gonna say, even with that, yeah, June was collected enough to pick up the ensuing scramble afterwards and close out the game. But I thought we were going to another round.
I did as well. That was just one of those situations where you got to mark it down like thing that can happen.
Yeah. Thing that can happen. You hate to see it happen, but it be like that sometimes. And what it's like right now is June's gonna be sliding on to that's winners finals. That's a trip straight to winners finals. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. So next up, we should have Professor Necotech and Proteus.
Necotech it's only been to 25, if I remember correctly. Let me double check this. Or 24, excuse me. Yeah. 25 was the Tekken. Go back and forth with the Granblue. So, keeping the 2 streak going. Proteus. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Proteus. It hasn't been since 19.
Yeah, yelling us with that classic Lancelot.
Who did Necotech start with? Because they have 3 characters that they played last time. A lot of Matera in the beginning.
Yeah, I think they definitely chosen between different characters.
A Matera with authority hopping in to start things off. Doesn't appear to be too interested in shooting the bow just yet. More in the zoning department is what I was thinking.
Yeah, probably just being wary of Lancelot's instantaneous movement is like how far do I want to commit this?
Right. This is kind of not what I expected when I see these 2 characters. I just did not plan on seeing Lancelot being the one getting jumped on. Ooh, and that's not going to be bullied too much anymore. 668 wasn't a confirm from it, but kind of sends a message that Proteus is tired of what's going on, but still can't really do anything to pin Necotech down.
Yeah. Yeah, Necotech is just kind of going back and forth, going in and out as they please. And like you said, that dynamic is not generally what you expect from a Lancelot versus a character like Matera, where you're just expecting them like to try to fend off, Lancelot's onslaught as best they can.
Right. If nothing else, I was expecting more of a grounded approach, but can't complain about it too much. Had good results. Starting off the second round with a slide again. Now this is where things are starting to look really scary for Proteus, as Necotech is just running a train, gets a counter hit, gets a second one, as I'm assuming Proteus was trying to hit 2-8 one more time, and that could be the last button that he pressed in this round. Not just yet. That corner's looking so small.
We haven't seen anything from Proteus to make us think that this comeback is possible until we just go ahead and just dash right on in.
Yeah, but that's the second time he's dropped the 6-6. Confirmed. I mean, got out of the corner, so this is a decent opportunity. One that didn't last too long. But yeah, like Proteus, I dare say, is not pressing any buttons, and I'm surprised that he's going with Lancelot again with the way that went.
Gotta see if they got something else on their mind there, but we haven't really seen much of an answer to the hops, so it seems like Necotech has just been able to do whatever they want. I mean, and there's an occasional resistance such and such, but we'll see if Proteus can keep pressing it and get more from it.
You said an answer to the hops. Let's be real about something. Have we seen much of an answer to anything?
That is fair.
Yeah, this is a start. Breaks the momentum, gets away from the butterfly too. We got tagged for the slide. Not the biggest punish, slapped on the wrist, but the important thing that Necotech cares about is getting the space to start moving around again. Case in point. And I think that little exchange shows a little frustration, or something that Proteus might even knew about, which is why we haven't seen too much. Was trying to jab the hop, but it's too low.
This guy just got hit out of the dash, so things did not look good for Proteus that round. It just feels like, you know, opposite of the dynamic we're expecting, where it feels like Proteus is trying to run away from Necrotech at times, like trying to get away from their, you know, pressure and offense.
Here comes Necrotech again, looking for a push over to the corner. Pushing a little too far, wasn't ready for the slide. So that's a swap, but yeah, with the way things have been panning out so far, I don't think position is really on Necrotech's mind at all. Until now, hold on. Ooh, big counter hit.
Yeah, Proteus definitely needs this to start making some headway here.
That's converted so far. Thwarted off by a 1C. But able to get up afterwards, gets a counter hit from the last hit of the wreck, a very bold. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That could have been it, or it could have been close at least. Could have went into the Super Sabah, but Necrotech's gonna hold on to it. I'm pretty sure the next solid hit is gonna be the end, though. But here's Proteus.
Necrotech still don't look too worried, though.
Good D. Kind of an unfortunate thing that happened to Proteus at the end. Don't know if I'd really call it foresight from Necrotech's end or just fortune favoring Necrotech. But I get the idea that Proteus finally gets his face. It's like now or never. Throws the ice dagger to try to run in, and it just so happens that there's an arrow rain right there, right? An arrow rain coming out in time, and just like ruined everything. Because I feel like it's one thing that it still would have hit Proteus afterwards, but to like get rid of the projectile as well and still leave Necrotech in control full screen, it just shut the door right there, sealed the deal.
This guy felt like Proteus was just committing to that walk, just expecting that ice dagger to be there, and it just kind of got smacked, like just like that moment too late to realize that it happened.
Yeah, it's one of the things you got to read the signs before you cross the street. That being said, we are going to move on to winners finals. Gonna have June. Oh, we're doing losers. What? All right. We're sliding down to the bracket of alternative success. We got Proteus still sitting on the sticks. Gonna have Puns come on up with this Eustace again. Lancelot versus Eustace. Hopefully we get to see a little more out of Proteus, because I think Proteus had like one conversion in those 4 rounds, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely not looking too good. Like Puns managed to have you know those moments, but right, Proteus is looking much better.
Right. Okay. Was able to meet Puns on the way down, get the confirm. Tick thrown to the corner. Yeah, Proteus looks like he's warmed up a little bit.
Had to get one out your system first.
Yeah. And might just be afraid of Matera.
That is true.
Yeah, now the question is going to be, even though it's been about a month or so, how much do you know about Eustace? Puns is able to get out of the corner, still having to defend against Proteus. Got caught trying to move. So Proteus is looking to close this out. And again, caught. I'm assuming it's some kind of movement because I'm seeing like the standing frame, no counter hit or nothing. It's just Proteus sticking on Puns.
It's like the difference there is like with Matera, usually after those sequences, there was a 5L waiting that is kind of like cut off any additional pressure. But we haven't seen anything similar from Puns.
Yeah, Puns doesn't have a 5L that reaches like 2 blocks away, right?
Yep.
Ooh, nice. Found the low, gets the counter hit too. Things are looking really good. Has super, by the way. So a solid hit like this could have been the end, but Puns still with momentum. All the momentum in the world, just barreled over Proteus that round. I think Puns was mad.
There you go. get that sweep, get the corner, got the grenade. Everything is coming up puns.
Trying to make it a pun and done over here. I see what you're doing. Still wasn't looking for the teleport, so Proteus is able to get out. But yeah, he understands that he can't go too far away from puns, especially when the shot's off cooldown. Because if nothing else, like even if the shot doesn't hit, Proteus's reaction is to dodge around it. So that's giving puns the leeway to start looking for the command low. We're not gonna have to worry about that again. I don't think puns is going too far away. Proteus is able to get back to his feet though. I don't know about that back throw. I don't know about that back throw. I get the idea. Defensive throw, like, because it was after a knockdown. Proteus runs up looking for a DP that can't happen, by the way. Possibly a super. And just throws right there and throws puns completely away. Throws puns back to where puns wants to be. But game 2, that's where I need to be.
Yeah, strong start from Proteus, but Puns finds that way out.
And it's shoelaces.
Yeah, and nobody's watching the ankles today.
Pun's ready on the other side. Counter hit gets the punish.
It's spaced out like right perfectly for that whiff. Some good stuff from Puns.
Yeah, that first round was a wake-up call. Looking for the slide again. But I do like the idea of Proteus constantly going forward through that. Did pretty well. Only took a little bit of chip. Hasn't been bucked off just yet. Finds a slide.
So one of these 5Ls will hit.
Yeah, I know, right? Only so far you can backdash. Good block on the UO, though.
Mm-hmm. Cross still got Puns the corner, but Proteus finds their way right back out.
You can tell Puns was primed and ready for the end of that record. Knew that it was on Proteus' mind. Gets the grenade confirmed from the UO. That was a regular hit UO, by the way. That's just Houston. He gets that. Super Sabas, not enough though. Kick throw from the skies. That's going to be Puns living to see another day here. ZoneBreakers Online 26. Going to be moving on to Losers Finals. Don't know who Puns is going to be facing yet. We got to see who's going to get dropped down to the bracket of alternative success, which is going down very shortly. Very shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to see old June in Professor Nick.
Huh? You cut us off, Streamer.
Alright, so we're actually doing it. We moved down to the losers bracket just to do that one match because we only got 4 entrants, right? We're going back up to winners finals to settle that, and then losers finals.
Wait.
Yep.
That's what I said in a roundabout way. We good. Right. There's literally no other match we can have, by the way. So bring us the combatants. I want to be entertained. Entertain me. Winners finals. The winners finals we've been waiting for. Professor Necotech. The rambunctious Matera is going to be going, or assuming Matera still has Katarina. Who's the other character? I forget who Necotech's other character was. Lancelot. Right. Going to be squared off against June. Only thing we've seen out of June so far is a Belial. Only thing we are going to continue to see from June is a Belial. Should be no surprise here. Pretty good choice.
All right, Nicotech going ahead and gonna pull the material out the armory.
Believe in victory.
I can't imagine Necotech's going to be running in too long. Got the slide in it, got the door shut.
Definitely seeing a little more of a conservative approach from Necotech. Like you still see some of that aggression, but it's not on on 10 on the dial like it was in the last match.
Whew. I don't know if that was a reaction from June, and like I kind of think that some of the moves against the arrows and the arrow range were reactions, but June's looking really sharp against his zoning so far.
Doesn't seem disturbed in the least, and it just looks so casual, even though it was so effective the way they ran under the arrows.
Right.
Just gotta take your slice of the pie before you get hit by the slide.
Right. The EX arrow giving Necotech a little bit of room, but still can't get in. It's another trade, but these are trades that Matera doesn't really want to be taking at this point.
Definitely can't afford them right now.
And I think this says so much for what's going on in Necotech's mind right now. Had June in the corner, but still wanted to back up to maintain the space, preemptively dodging too for nothing. It was just the fear. Looking for the UO as the can opener, but checked with the jab as June takes the first round.
Yeah, June is no rush, just casually trying to match Necotech's pace, and seems to be doing a pretty good job. Even when they get hit, they're still making sure to gain ground, to take up that space and to put a threat under Matera as much as possible, and taking trades in situations where they can't get exactly what they want.
Scythe has done so much because the way things started off, like, you saw Necotech was trying to zone under the assumption that a spike was coming. Like, you saw like arrow rain, you saw the air shots. Just doesn't feel like they can really contest June on the ground, as June's able to step in, find a counter hit after the super, and close out the first game. Yeah, this one's looking kind of rough for Necotech right now.
Battle 1. Engage.
Oof.
Bulldogging on in, gets a big old jump in. And I mean, can't say much that we haven't said already, but June is very meticulous in the approach and is a bully in the corner.
Right. Caught another button as Necotech was getting up from a late tech, confirmed all the way down to the Sabah. 7 letters. Don't need to say too much about that. We could say what's happening in round 2. Yeah, those are reactions. Like, there are times where June's walking forward and might have a late reaction or is okay with taking arrows, but like full screen, June's very aware of what Necotech is putting on the table.
Yeah, it just feels like June, like you said, that's a huge comfort level. Oh, just ripping them apart. And I'm pretty sure that June has just been ripping apart Necotech for trying to 5L out of trouble.
Yes. 5L, 2L, some point, it ain't invincible, we can tell you that much. Here we are back on the ship after game 2. Catalina.
That makes a lot of sense. A consistent mid-screen presence.
Has a DP. Like, still has a projectile game, right? The posts are nice, yes. Although I would dare say posts didn't really come up too much in that. But just having a DP to keep June in check, dude. Where's June going? Hold up.
Going through the armory, looking at all the weapons.
Bow.
Our problem.
Walking up and down the aisles. What we got for this dude? Got some daggers. Got a bow. Got a rapier. Cannon would be nice, but we can't afford that right now.
Hopefully they ain't gotta bust out the secret weapon. You got an old man sitting next to a box, and they gotta unlock it with 2 people. I said I was never gonna bring this out again.
Wait, is it only? Why do I see Plum's getting? I have to look in here.
we need to take a little break or something.
Shouldn't be a break. Is the bot only set to do 2 out of 3 for everything? That would be interesting.
I believe it is, because I think I saw a note about having to do the 3 out of 5s manually.
Ooh. All right, so yeah, so what happened is Professor Necrotech is going to go ahead and just DQ for the last round, so we can go ahead and move ahead forward. As far as the button, just report up to 2 matches, but we can still edit it manually on the actual bracket, so that's not an issue.
Right, so I guess we're gonna go straight to grand finals.
This is losers time. Hold on, we're at the end of the road of alternative success.
Okay, just gonna give up that last match for winners finals, and we're gonna roll back down and all right. Well, Professor Necrotech and Puns back at it again.
Necrotech got a lot of space, but little too late on the hop, so that gave Puns the wiggle room to push back to center screen. That's all that Puns want. Kind of wonder if he was really looking for the slide or not. You know, obviously it was a little too slow, but might not have believed it was coming just yet. We out of there.
This matchup has been a lot of turn taking, but Puns was like, nah, I'm taking your turn too.
There's turn taking, there's laying down the skip card. I'm just trying to find a little room to insert himself into the zoning. Necrotech, not really giving it up. Gets the L after the slide. Okay.
Cross up, classic.
And Necrotech's not really been too keen on wanting to throw a 1C out there and deny a cross up or anything. Really hasn't been anti-airing at all for the most part. I got caught tapping the buttons.
5L, my blessing and my curse.
It looks really scary against Puns, because like it's one thing that Puns is like fairly relentless once he finally gets started, but you really get the impression that he's specifically looking for stackers. I mean, since Granblue, you're not going to be looking for too much else, right? But
yeah,
it's like hell-bent on finding stuff like that right there. Some plus frame from the explosion. Still coming forward. Late tech. Necrotech still in here, but has been losing a lot of life through block, aka getting chipped.
Took about a few times to reset pressure, and I feel like just with Eustace in general, they've been able to reset pressure a lot. Just general.
Yeah. Big jump. Here's the slide. This is a chance.
Yep.
And part of me was like ... looking for a DP, but it was more like ... looking for the super that would have closed out the round. So Necrotech has to be really careful walking on eggshells. And just gave it up to the, it's not an overhead, to the spread shot. I had to think about what to call it. I've seen it like 7 or 8 times already, don't know what to call it, but it's a delay. It's the mechanical function of it. Here we are in game 2, trading shots. That's the shot that Matera didn't really want to take, but it's okay. Puns didn't want to like press the issue on it. Cool chilling in the corner.
Yeah, Puns is just content to take the space. Doesn't feel much threatened at the long range.
Right. Especially since we haven't seen Necrotech constantly being willing to use the EX arrow for good reason. Like, giving the low arrow means you're going to have to use the high arrow, and Eustace can work under the high arrow. So.
Right, well, Necrotech manages to reverse the momentum. Back in the corner, but go ahead and jump on out.
The defense again from Punz.
I thought that was the end.
Yeah, believe it should have been, but still Punz trying to walk forward. Necrotech getting a counter hit just to get a little bit of space. Empty low didn't really look too good, so they got the trade sweeps and go back to neutral, but Necrotech still coming in looking for the overhead. No good. Hops to get away from Punz. Throws the super. I think Punz is blocking this, though. That's what I get for thinking.
Not quite.
Not only was there no block, that was at the last possible moment. Got Punz reaching in the cookie jar, got that wrist snapped in half.
It's a pretty volatile situation if you're looking for that meaty. Slap that grenade on there, back in business.
Gonna get rid of it though. I think Necrotech was looking for the 2 hits from the jumping, but still finds a hit a little bit later. Finds a bigger one with the butterfly confirmed. And still has the second one. I totally understand the idea for Punz. It's like, kind of had it written on the face that Necrotech was looking for, but still able to catch Punz a little bit later and catch game 2. Got us tied up 1 apiece. Let's see what the third one's looking like.
Yeah, so Punz scouted out that butterfly pretty well, and Necrotech was a little bit lucky to walk away from that one, but here we are in game 3. Cross up doing a lot of work.
Help. Help.
Let me out.
The boatload of plus frames.
And just the way Eustace works, the way that the character is able to space out and throw the fireball or to jump up and do the spread shot, put the grenade in, gives them a lot of opportunities to play with that expectations and to allow them to extend their turn, like more than most characters can probably.
Yeah. If there is any doubt about it, Punz is putting on a pretty good display with it. Solid dodge. Low on that. That's something to be mindful of with the command low. Like, it's always like minus enough to be punishable, and even though like there is a space where you can make it like hard or impossible for some characters to punish, it's really far out. So like you can't be letting those go. Because of that, Punz is able to just ride the waves, able to stick on top of Necrotech, get his second game, looking to close this out and move back up to the top side of the bracket. Game 4.
Ooh, Punz on the whiff throw. Here we go. Same old story. See if the tail end's the same now. It's an interesting move to try to get out of that situation, the EX arrow.
Right.
But it worked that time.
Yeah. Shot right between the eyes. This is Necrotech. Slowly clawing back into this game. Looking for the slide though, but still. The jump was looking okay, but didn't believe in it, so it gets backed up from a tech.
Yeah, it feels like just throughout this, Necrotech has gotten some hits that they haven't really maxed out. The good old fashioned hit quality.
Yeah. Hit quality is one thing, and a couple of times where things were looking good, like had Punz on the back foot, looking for a slide that Punz was ready for and allows him to get out of the corner. That time just isn't really able to bear down on Punz, who's able to wiggle out, get a hit, and get the round. One round away. Kind of asked for it backing up into that.
Goes in after the late tech to keep that pressure going. Punz is relentless.
All right. Necrotech was looking for an anti-air there a little bit early, got counter hit, and just got tagged one more time. Another perfect. This one out of Punz, a perfect that he needs to take the set and get a second chance at June.
It's true that few people.
That was just
Most of my marks are primals.
I don't even want to say when Puns realized. It was just more like when Puns was finally able to get in. Just the entire story of that set was how in the world can Necotech get Puns off, and more often than not, it just wasn't the case. It's like all like you were saying earlier, just so many ways for Eustace to basically loop through pressure. There are gaps, but are there gaps that you really want to challenge? Are there gaps that you know how to challenge, or like what you want to challenge with to actually get out? Doesn't help that Matera doesn't have ye old invincibility except for a super, and I wouldn't be surprised if her super wouldn't work out too well in those situations. She's just look kind of rough for her out there,
and especially whenever Necotech tried to disengage, it didn't really work out from mid range to long range either because of the way Eustace's zoning worked.
Yeah, and it does use so many wonders to actually take kneeling shots for the straight shot. Because again, it gets rid of the high arrow. I mean, it does two things. Like the shot goes under the high arrow, or if Eustace is shooting late, like when the arrow's about to hit, ducks under the arrow and gets the projectile out there. But that also allows him to use other things to like get rid of the higher arrow if needed. Low arrow, the only option or the main option that Matera has, so she's not really too prone to wanting to use EX.
Yeah. Definitely got stuff at that EX, but we in grand finals now.
Hey, we done made it.
That Catalina.
Whoa, that's a June Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
It's just new character, new char. But makes sense that June could be stretching their legs a little bit to see what's up, because they have only three games needed to take ZoneBreakers Online 26. Puns on the other end needs 6 with this Eustace. Oof. One of those people.
Ooh, clears the shot. Big counter hit jumping.
Reset in the air. Yeah. Ooh. You can see the sharpness just dripping off of that movement.
The way they move, the way they press that button with such authority, just knowing that they were gonna whiff there. That was a beautiful sequence.
I like the way you move. There's a couple things being said about this. It's one thing that June is looking sharp, looking composed, showing. I don't want to just go off and say a completely different skill set, but showing competence with a different range set, right? But an important thing about saying range set is standing in the spaces where Puns wants to press a button and is ready to just slap him down time and time again.
Yeah, it's definitely a contrast to Bilal, who was just like, slap, 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 here's a fireball, I dare you to move, slap, 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 and you got Catalina to like do something, do anything. And just kind of waiting there is like with that sinister look. And right there, the empty jump, like you just seeing so many subtle things from June's Catalina. It's pretty impressive.
Do something.
But don't really want to do something right now.
Nah. I figuratively want to ask who actually has the gun.
All right, but Puns attempting to fight back, and they're not too doing bad a job. We're back in mid screen. We're getting a little damage, and we're getting closer to the corner.
Right. Was having a hard time stabilizing, and that's the important thing. Because like as soon as June's able to get back to their feet, like especially mid range, that's where the party starts. And gets another jump, and that should be it.
That sequence was really funny because Puns was attempting to do with June what June has been doing the whole match, and then June just jumped. It was like looking for the button, and all they got was a cross up.
be like that sometimes. Round 2, June checking the run. Steps up, gets a throw. Wasn't really able to sell anything on the jump, but it's not too important at this point.
To casually move in, block what needs to be blocked, and back into bully mode.
I think the cooldown again. I wasn't paying too much attention. I feel like it did.
Yeah, it feels like June is just specifically playing around that cooldown because like they're very conservative and cautious in their approach. As soon as that cooldown goes off, you can just see the aggression meter just start spiking up.
Right. Taking a trade at the end, EX thrust with EX shot. Who would have guessed? How do you know? Who would have guessed Catalina fast enough to beat a bullet?
I'm still thinking about who really has the gun. We got a reversal of situations there, but June definitely more bolder and how the corner is working for them. But I think that's a lot of how they've been playing the match so far, and because Puns does not want to be in that space. Like they're very hesitant to be there. Like usually at this point, Puns would be in there trying to land on block pressure, but Catalina's range and the way June has been playing, that's what made them a little bit hesitant. But you know, got a little bolder there. But June uses that to their advantage to just get out of the corner.
There goes the EX shots gone for a second, so that's a little bit of mid-range control gone. Trying to use the JU as Puns to bait out an anti-air. June doesn't fall for it. Oh, there are no buttons. There are absolutely no buttons going on, except for that one.
Yeah, Puns will definitely become less active there, but June is kind of trained that behavior.
All right.
Here we go again.
Yeah, with this being said, June, Punch is sitting on quite a healthy lead. We haven't really played that up too much. It looks like he's trying to run the clock to some degree. 16 seconds left. Gets a trade, and that's a really favorable trade for Punch just to get the space. Shot rings out, and Punch is finally on the board.
Yeah, as that health lead was growing heavier, it got a lot harder to just try to navigate through Punch's zoning.
Oh, wait a minute, there might be a little bit of wind in Punch's sails here. That's a big counter hit. But can't be looking for that too freely against Catalina, especially one who's been as patient and sharp as June. Like, has a lot of time to see the animation for the charge shot, the up ball, and it's not like you can fake it or anything. Well, I guess you could like do it early to fake it, but it's a little bit of a hard sell.
Yeah. Well, Puns is still pretty much in control. Gonna go ahead and take that spacing and force June to come in, and it works perfectly.
Willing to anti-air again, where one whiffed earlier, but a little bit closer. And Puns finally able to get a game, but still needs two to get a reset. June trying to take control of this. Gets legs taken out from under him.
Yeah, good slide. Definitely good slide on the fireball. Puns is like gradually taking these leads and then increasing them little by little. And then as June has to, up the risk to try to take back the lead, that's where you start to see Puns shine as opposed to the earlier matches.
Right. June's under assault. Bunny hop. 2 to get in. Doesn't really get anything. Get some space, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, trying to get some buttons out of Puns. And while I mentioned that, they're kind of trained earlier, Puns also doesn't need to take much risk there. Oh, man.
Oh, but that was just a DP. That was an EX DP, too. So, yeah, June can't stop at this point. Missed the confirming the super. Really trying to coach something out of Puns. Backs up, finds an EX thrust.
Side today.
Yeah. And again, that was that was a big cue coming off the cooldowns as well, because as soon as a couple of them were gone, that was green light for June to just dive in there. Yeah, now the long range game is starting to look pretty rough for June, if you ask me.
Definitely having to rely on like kind of bulldogging in and taking that kind of counter hit into the thrust confirm like we see.
Right.
And it was working out pretty well. So yeah, June, themselves had to adjust in this match despite being so dominant early.
It looks like the Nation of Domination is back. Getting a punish on the dive in. Didn't want to commit to it, but a little bit of damage is better than none at this point.
Yeah, the tables are turned, so it's going to be real difficult for the opponents to step into June's area of effectiveness.
Looking very difficult, especially since June has the cooldown for the DP. Doesn't need it, though. Good old Emerald Sword is going to be all that June needs to take the third game, take the set, take the match, take all of ZoneBreakers Online 26.
Yep. So good stuff to June. Thanks for all our competitors.
Hey. Oh, you're supposed to keep going there.
I'm supposed to keep going. So you got Puns in second place. Professor Nickeltech in third, and then following up will be Proteus. So thanks for all our competitors that came out. Always supporting. I don't got much else to say. Those are some good matches.
Thank you, ZoneBreakers, for having the event. Thanks to the viewers. The viewers are the really important ones, along with the players. Because need the players because you need people to play the tournament. Kind of need a TO, but technically you can have some people be like, "Hey, let's play some games." But for the stream's sake, viewers are also really important because there would be no reason to record, to televise, to broadcast anything if ain't nobody was watching it. So thanks to you, the viewer.
Yep.
Streamers, is there anything else we need to say before we take a break before BB Tag?
Nothing. I got you there. Just remember that this is a crowd-funded tournament through Matcherino. So just a real quick, we haven't paid everyone out yet. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit the links that are in your chat right about now. If I can spell correctly. But anyway, you can donate 50 cents to the pot. With the code, we have the wrong codes up right now. I'll get that fixed for you, but the right ones will be in the link that is in the chat. All right. So yeah, we appreciate everyone joining up for the tournament. We want to reward them, for their effort as they get into the bracket. So any little bit helps, and if you feel inclined to do so, you can donate your own funds to the pot. And last but not least, we are selling stuff online. Got some shirts. We got some hoodies, even got a little mug, some water bottles. We got our own merch shop. That's what it boils down to. So check that out if you want to support us even further. And hey, no one else is going to be wearing purple this summer, so you might as well go ahead and cop that t-shirt while you're at it.
I think I'm going to get a black one. Well, with that being said, I guess we're going to have to close the book on this chapter of ZoneBreakers Online. Or for Granblue at least. I guess we're going to have to put the bookmark in there. I guess you can say chapter. There's a couple of ways you can take the reference. Needless to say, we're going to take about an hour break. I'm going to come back 6 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time with that BB Tag. So go ahead and get yourself a snack. Let your dog out if you need to. Get yourself freshened up and see you soon.
Peace.